Okay, good morning. You guys are going to start working on your project for statistical problem solving. And that's going to be before we get into histograms later on this week. You will be completing something like this for your final project. And so I want you guys to kind of not only look at the content, but also look at the design. At the end, we will create a document that is very much like this. A little bit different, a little less sophisticated, but very much what we're doing here. So the link in the assignment should take you to this page. You should have Gallup report. You should have all these news things up here. And I want to show you quickly what type of article you'll be looking for. You'll be looking for 3 articles, and you're not doing much with them, just making sure that they have what they need. On this main page right here, these aren't really the best. We are looking for the 4 steps. So we want to make sure that there's an interesting question we could find. We want to make sure that they are collecting data. We want to make sure that they are organizing that data and then analyzing that data. So I want to give you guys a quick few pointers on what to look for. You guys are, so if we click on one of these, the main page one, bear with my internet, it's not what we want. And anytime it says download report, that's not what we want. Yeah, it has some data, it has some things, but we're looking for some specific things. And so from this main page, what you're going to do is you're going to go through up here. So in business, there's a bunch of different business things, politics, the presidency is often one, election 2020, the world, education, social policy issues, well-being. You guys can kind of start looking at anything in here. The ones we're going to look at are actually older. So there's probably not a ton of good stuff in there recent, but it is a good way to see the articles. So what we do is let's go ahead and let's go to K-12 education. So I am going to kind of look through here. Anytime again, download, we're probably not going to want to do that. So I'm going to click on this one. Teachers who promote creativity see educational results. Let's see if this one will work for us. So I see here, this isn't a question, but I can see what the author was saying. She might be asking, if we promote creativity instead of just the same old regurgitation, is it going to be beneficial? So we can kind of pull that apart. And then we kind of go through here. So far this is a good looking article. You kind of want to read it just to make sure you can talk about it. The first thing I want to look for is a chart, any type of chart. So here's one chart. Let's keep on going down and looking, and there's another chart. And what's nice about having these charts is I can determine what variables were being asked. So I can ask, I can see on here that it says, percentage of teachers who say their students demonstrate each cognitive skill often or very often. So so the question could have been, how often are you experiencing cognitive skill? And then that's that, and then it's organized in this graph. And then we want that, and then here's another one, percentage of teachers who say they have following learning experiences in the classroom very often or often. Bottom 2/3, 1/3, and so you kind of have to break apart what it is, but then you're going to describe that chart. And so again, we can look at the variables, and then the other thing that you want to look for is a bottom line. This is a nice type of thing for it to see what the author is trying to convince us of. And then finally, the last great thing in here is a survey method. And so the survey method, again, it says we can pull out of this, we can say what our population was. We can say that our population was, additionally, let's see here, Gallup, there's a lot of samples in here. So let's see here. Gallup conducted online surveys of 2,673 parents of students in grade 12 through 6, as well as 853 students in grades 6 through 12. So results of this Gallup poll are based on nationally represented online survey of 1,036 K through 12 teachers. So we know that the K through 12 teachers are the population, and 1,036 of them are the sample. The variables are what we're looking for up here. So that is a great place to start and look. Let's go ahead and look for another one. Let's see if there's anything about the election of 2020 we can gather. No, that's not what I want. Let's do drugs and alcohol is always a popular one. So substance abuse hits home. Let's check out this one. So again, we have a title that we can pull a question from. It happens to be the same author. And so we go down here, and first off, it has a chart, which is good. Summary of American experience with drinking and drug abuse as their family problems. So we can break apart what the variable might have been in there. Some of them have specific ones. So yes, this is percentage of each for each problem. Here's a variable: has drinking, drug abuse ever been caused of a trouble in your family? So there's a direct variable that we can look at. And then we continue going. Here's another chart that we can look at and describe. There's not a bottom line, but the bottom line is not something that you need. You can look at what they're trying to convince here. But the other good thing that they have in here is that this survey is a sample of 2,058 adults conducted. The sample comprises of national adults ages 18 and older living in all the United States. So there we go. So that's what we want to do. So you're going to click on the link. And again, the link should look like, when you click on it, it should look like this. One more. Should look like this. Again, we don't want any on this front page. Most of the time, these are download the reports. And so you're going to go through here. Your job for today is to choose 3 articles and copy the links down for yourself. Tomorrow, you will have a project where you're going through and analyzing these articles. So make sure that you have these down. I'm going to ask that you put answer kind of a Google form, and to make sure that we have those selected as part of the assignment. So again, if you have any questions, please see me. I would love to see all of your faces.